Hi, my name's Rod, and I'm a delay addict. Hi friends, thanks for stopping by today. And in this video I thought we would talk about my addiction to delay. I thought I'd share my journey with you and see if you have a similar journey with any kind of pedal or effect or anything like that. As usual, I really appreciate you watching these videos. If there's anything you can do to help me out by subscribing, liking, or commenting below, please do so. I would really appreciate the help in growing this channel. But my journey started back in the mid-'80s. I'm a huge Eric Johnson fan. He was my first guitar hero. And obviously he uses a pretty drenched delay kind of sound. But somehow I never really got into a delay pedal until like the mid-'90s. And it was like a Boss DD5 or DD something. And I used that pedal for years. And I just set it, I use it as an always-on effect. So I set it like 400 to 425 milliseconds or whatever. Just leave it on all the time. And I got that pedal and I started using that at home, and it's fantastic, and I've become addicted to it. I love the sound of delay, especially on leads. It's a very full sound. I play in a trio and it really makes things sound full, and probably in my head gives me some of those inflections of an Eric Johnson sound. But the problem is that I don't think it's always good. My journey has always been that I want to be able to plug a guitar into an amp, get a really great sound on whatever the gear is, and not be tied to any piece of gear to define my sound. I never wanted to have, oh, this pedal is my sound, or even this amp is my sound. I wanted to kind of have a sound and be able to find it on any gear that I have to use, whether that's low-cost gear or even more expensive gear. So I've always been very addicted to this kind of delay sound in my tone, and it's a love-hate relationship, because there's times when I'm playing and I'm like, I think this is diminishing the guitar tone that I have by having the repeats or the fullness or whatever it is. Sometimes the immediacy in the attack just really will showcase the great sound that a guitar amp combination has. I was listening to jazz radio last night, and what made me start thinking about this, I can't remember the artist or what it was, but the guitar tone was so pure and so beautiful that I had to stand back for a second and go, oh my word, that's an amazing sounding tone. And it was so simple. There was no effects, there was no chorus, there was no delay. You could tell it was a guitar plugged straight into something. Now there could have been studio stuff like compressors or something, obviously, but the tone was so beautiful at the point of creation that I don't think you would have really needed to do much to it to sound fantastic as far as effects go. And it got me thinking, in my world, maybe I need to kind of focus more on just a straight-in guitar amp kind of sound. And I do that from time to time. I'll go, I'm not taking a delay pedal to this gig. And I'll get all off it, and I'll go and if I'm using a model, or I turn all the delays off. And then I'll eventually come back to it and go, oh, this sounds cool if I put a little delay on it. But it's really something that I struggle with sometimes, and I'm really thinking about trying to get back to a more pure kind of sound. Do you guys have any pedals or amps or any gear that you have to get your sound? Or are you in the same kind of camp of me? You want to try and be able to get a good sound out of whatever you're doing? I don't know. I think it would be an interesting discussion to hear what your journey's been. Yeah, maybe you have a certain pick you have to have, and you can't play without that pick. I was there too. I used a Jazz 3 for the longest time, and I don't know, 20 years ago there was a rumor they weren't going to make them anymore or something. I bought a bunch because I thought, I can't play without this pick. And at that point I thought, you know what? I need to learn to play with other stuff. So I started playing with some Fender Heavies and stuff, and still do. To this day I'll switch back and forth. But I don't feel like I'm tied to that pick anymore. I can do other stuff with other pieces of gear. If you guys have anything like this kind of journey, it would be fun to discuss it below and see if you have a favorite piece of gear that you feel that you need. This is mine right now, the Carvin copy, but it's any delay. This is just the recent one. I just like delay. It can be any delay pedal. I'm not that picky about it, as long as it kind of does that repeat thing. And I don't even use it as a noticeable effect. I use it as just a fill kind of effect. So it's very faint after the initial tone. But it just does something that I like. But maybe I need to get off of that and just go back to a straight-in, simplify life a little bit, and go back into a straight-in tone. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this kind of content. If you do, please feel free to subscribe. But I hope to hear comments below and see what you guys' take on pedals and guitar and all that kind of stuff is. See if we're in the same kind of situation anyway. Well, thanks so much for watching. You have a great day.